Hi there, we are continuing our road trip up north to our camper. Our next stop is going to be State College, Pennsylvania. This is what the scenery looks like. It's a little bit more hilly, and they had a lot more snow than we had down in Lancaster County. So we decided to stop at a Goodwill in State College. It was very, very big. I think it used to probably be another box store, maybe a grocery store or a hardware store, I'm not sure. But it was very, very big. They had it nicely displayed. They had these little cubbies in the front of the store with some bunny rabbits and seasonal items. I stopped off here to look at everything, and then Jenny wanted to go back against the back wall and look at all the books. So we did that, and then we came back to look at the front again. And while I was back at the books, I found a vintage Garfield and a vintage Gizmo plush, and they weren't marked. So I did go and ask, and they said all their plush are 99 cents. And actually, these were 69 cents. They were having some kind of sale on the plush. So I was excited to find those two pieces. And then I realized that Gizmo does something. He does this. And that is driving Susie crazy as I do this voiceover because she keeps hearing the squeaker. We think she kind of looks like a gremlin sometimes with her messy hair. So here we are looking at the rest of the things that they had on display in the front of the store, and then I realized, look, I won again. That was a very nicely handcrafted pair of wooden hands. I did like the simplicity and style of those, but I don't purchase them. I just play the game. That's part of the game. Makes no sense, but the game doesn't make any sense, so that's okay. Here was a spoon rest with really cute mushrooms on it, and this was a honey jar. I do like to look at honey jars, especially if they still have their little spoons. And then it was kind of dark, and I went back and filmed it again in case the first shot was a little on the dark side. That sounds foreboding. Look at all the kitchen things you could get here. There was a lot of things at this Goodwill, a lot of things, as you can see. And I didn't find too much for myself, but it was fun looking through and seeing what they had. This was a really pretty, colorful mask, most likely made in Mexico. I wasn't quite sure about that, so I decided to leave that on the shelf, and this was a pretty bell. I do like to pick up vintage girl figurines or planters with girls on them because they look so dainty and so pretty, especially if they have applied flowers on them that haven't been chipped. These were really pretty candle holders. They would be nice for spring. And then this girl, oh, she looked like she's putting a spell on us. I wonder if she held something at one time, or maybe she was just, hey, with her arms out. This looked like a shipping nightmare. It was glass and full of water, so I left that. And this is Art of Chokin. I have sold chokin pieces before, and I liked this. It had a little space for a picture on the left side there. Up next, I found this candle holder with Santa Claus on it. It was a studio art piece. It was signed Odell from 1999, it looks like. I decided to leave that there, even though I did like the looks of it, probably because it's January, and I'm not really looking for Christmassy stuff, even though I do sell Christmas year-round. And here you can get a look at the shelves along with me. And then I found something else. Here it comes. You ready for it? Do you see it? There it is. I won again. I thought this was neat. This was, I believe, a hobbyist piece. It was a very large platter with holly leaves on it. It was so big I didn't even bother turning it over to see how much it was, but I still like looking at bigger pieces. Then there's a J and an O. I don't think we ever found the Y. Here was a piece of flashed glass or stained glass. You can see how the red paint is coming off. And then look at this. It's a reverse rainbow. And then I went down to the other end and took a picture of it for you to see it's a regular rainbow. I thought that was very pretty. And then here's the wood section of frames. And not so pretty, but if you dug around in here, I bet there was something in there that you could find to decorate your home with. I didn't really find anything. This was a print, I believe. I thought that was neat, but I didn't really find anything else. Well, there was this hanger, but I'm just looking at it. I didn't really find any artwork to bring home. And then look, if you needed a pot or pan, here was the place to come. And then I found this tiny little jewelry box. It had a lot of wear in it, but it was a nice size. Not too big, not too small. It was just right, but I didn't have a need for it, so I left it there. But then I spied this thing on the bottom shelf. This is made by Carafe, and it's an expandable appetizer buffet sideboard thing. And here are some recent sold comps coming up next. You can see they sell for very good money. And usually it has pieces that come with it. So I'm going to show you a picture of what the pieces that usually come with it. This is not mine, but now you have an idea of what they look like when they're complete. The piece is long, so I do have to find a good box for it, but it's in really great shape, and I thought it was really neat looking. It was definitely giving off mid-century modern vibes. And then my last win of the day. Right before we were done at this store. So I was giving you one last look at the shelves. If we ever found ourselves back up in State College, I definitely would revisit this Goodwill because there was a lot to look at here.
A few moments later.
We decided to have lunch at Rey Azteca. It was delicious, and there was not a lot of people in the restaurant, which is nice. And the decorations, loved them. I promised my husband I would not steal this planter. Look at that. And we have chips and salsa. They were delicious. There you go. Love Mexican food. I also promised him I would not steal the lamp fixture. And then I decided to take you for a walk around the restaurant to look at how cool the decorations are at this restaurant. As you know, I used to live in Arizona, and I've had authentic Mexican food. This food was very good. We would definitely come back here again, not only for the food and the nice waiter that we had, but also look how great the decorations are here. I thought it was beautiful. So just going to give you a little walk around here. There's a restaurant my mom goes to that's a Mexican restaurant where she lives in Oregon, and they have similar style and like the bright colors and the chairs, but I have never seen tables that are so decorated and so pretty. And those sunflower plates, I wanted those. I wanted this chair because it matched our table. It was just a fun place. And so I am taking you back to the table because our food is almost ready, and I love sangria soda. Jenny, what do you think of the soda?
It's good.
It's good. And Jenny doesn't drink soda. It's delicious. Here is a shot of our lunches. We had chili relleno, and I had it with a taco and a tamale and rice. And Jenny got hamburger and fries. She said it was very good. And then this is the front room of the restaurant. More of those really cool tables and chairs. Very bright, very cheery. You couldn't help but have a smile on your face as you walked around this restaurant. And of course you left with a full belly. So it was a very fun place to go. I recommend it. And then you can go over to the Goodwill and walk off your lunch. We did it in reverse order, but next time we'll know better. All right, we're going to finish up here at the restaurant and go see if the dogs survived being in the car by themselves. They were just fine, and we headed up to Lock Haven. They're getting more and more snow, and then we realized we didn't bring boots or heavy jackets or hats. That was very smart of us. Kind of on brand with us because we tend to do things last minute and don't really think things through, but that's okay. You'll see in another video that we did survive, even though it dipped to 19 degrees with a snowstorm. It was fine. It's fine. I'm still here to tell the tale. All right, we're in the Lock Haven Goodwill. This had a lot of things also, and I did find a few things to bring home. I believe that this was probably an otagiri soup bowl. There was just one. If there were two, I probably would have picked it up because I thought that was a nice little Fisherman's Wharf scene. They had quite a few mugs. I thought this was funny. I know quite a few crazy cactus ladies. I'm not very good at growing succulents. I have 2 houseplants, and they're very, very easy to take care of. I'm not that brave to take on succulents and cactus. This was a really neat figurine. This was made by Westland. Very, very nice, but it had a ginormous chip on the side there, and it was very heavy, but I did like the look of it, but not enough to bring it home because of the chipping. You can't ignore that. But isn't that a nice piece? And then I found another critter in the lotus position. Here is a dog. And it's metallic faux wood. It's probably resin. It's very lightweight. But I thought that was hilarious. The lady who checked me out thought it was hilarious. And so I decided to get that. I have one of these listed for sale in my store right now. I believe this is Princess House with the dove with the outstretched wings. I think it's very pretty. But since I already had one, I decided, should I? No, I'll just leave that there for somebody else. So I did leave that on the shelf. And then this, because of what it is, the horse head and the horseshoe, I thought this is interesting. And it wasn't until I got it home that I believe it's a cribbage board, because it has 4 big nails. You can see it right there, and 2 rows of 120 spaces. So I think that's a cribbage board. Please tell me if I am completely off track, and no, it's not. And I, of course, have the only one in the world because I cannot find another one. These were nice, and if they were colorful dried flowers, I would have thought more about it, but because they were brown, I did leave those there. Ooh, look, fire and light. Nope, I missed the fire and light at the other video. You all let me know. I missed that paperweight. Oh well, now I know. I thought this was neat, but it was plasticky resin and not true. I didn't really think really vintage, maybe made to look vintage. And then I've sold the bonnet planter I just had for sale. And I thought about getting this one. And then I realized on the flower, there's a big chip on one of the petals. So I did leave that there. They had some more wall pockets. I think this one I left because of the chipping on that flower. Because at first I didn't see it, but there was a chip on the flower on the right. It was also really heavy. And let's see, that teddy bear. It was a doll on a stand. I found that unusual. And let's see, this little elephant wants to grab my arm and come home with me. It was just a little resin elephant. I thought about it and decided not to. And here was a giant mermaid. Originally from Home Goods, so that went back up on the shelf. And let's see. This looked like a lid. And this looks similar to a vase I have for sale. They had a lot of neat things here. The shelves were very full. Here was a cute little puppy dog, a chalkware piece, but I decided to leave that there. And then I looked up on another shelf and look at this cutie pie. I have sold not this cute as with the Halloween theme going on here, but this style of mouse before. It's a Parmesan cheese shaker. And it's not marked Lori Gates, but it looks 99% identical to other ones. Here is a really pretty carnival glass bowl. This is probably a reproduction from the 1970s. They tend to be really shiny and in great shape. That one I really like the colorway, but I decided to leave that on the shelf after seeing who made this plate. And then this was for an aquarium. I was seeing if it was an old piece of aquarium stuff, but it was not. And I'm not showing it to you. It's a secret. Here you go. Sometimes I forget to move the camera so you can see it too. And then look at this guy. Come on. It's a hobbyist piece. It's to Linda. And look at that face. I love the vintage hobbyist pieces, and this was in really great shape, and it has no chips or cracks, just a little paint wear. And then here were 2 other poodles that were fighting over that ball, but this wasn't a hobbyist piece, so I decided to leave that. So that finishes up our trip to the Lock Haven Goodwill. So I bring my poodle with me, and here is a shot of the road as we travel up to our camper and our final destination in this travel series. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you are enjoying coming along with us on our road trip. We had a lot of fun. I hope you are too. And I'll see ya.